What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to VR 365. It is another day. It is another dollar. It is Monday. It is January 7th. CES 2019 is upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, CES 2019 is here. And it basically kicks off tomorrow, but there are things that are already jumping off, as you well know. Lots of rumors, lots of speculation, lots of innuendo is out there right now at this point in time. And you know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to clear my throat real quick here. Okay, so a lot of this stuff is breaking right now, and it's breaking within the next couple of hours. In fact, I kind of considered, should I wait and do this show at like 1:30 or 2 p.m. Pacific time? Should I wait and find out what the deal is with the HTC press conference? Or should I do a show now where we can speculate till the cows come home about what is going on out there? And I thought, you know what, why don't we do a show now? And if something major breaks, like if there really is something pretty incredible that happens at 1 p.m., I can come back on here at, say, 2 p.m. and do a quick little follow-up recap show. That is within the realm of possibility. There is no problem. Yeah, Crunchy says, have a 3-hour show. Yeah, I thought, like, one of the thoughts I had was, well, maybe I could start the show at 12:30, right? And have a show for a half an hour leading into the conference or whatever, and then try to just watch it live and, you know, do reactions and all of that. But actually, what I've decided to do is I'm going to do the regular, normal show that we always do here. And then if it really is exciting, I'll probably be back on here at 2 p.m. and we can talk about that a little bit, kind of a little recap. Charles Van Nolan, actually, let me pop my chat out because I need to have it over here in the right spot. Charles Van Nolan says, HTC Vive 2.0. It has been announced. $15.99. It has leaked. Oh my God. Oh my God. We don't know. So yeah, it is all speculatory at this point in time. But what we do know is there is actually an HTC Vive, well, HTC, I guess, Vive news conference that is happening at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So why don't we go ahead, let's go to the Webby browser window, and let's go over to, hold on a second, let me close this window out and get back over here and refresh this. Okay, yeah, let's go to the web browser window. Let's see what is popping off right now, because there is a lot of stuff that is going on, and it is all kind of happening simultaneously. And I got to admit, I was kind of late to the game today. I was busy working on some other stuff and actually have not read all of this stuff. I've seen like the titles, I've seen the pictures, I've seen the comments of some of it to a degree, but I haven't really dived into it 100%. But what we can do is let's dive into it right now. Okay, so we've got a number of interesting things that are going on right now. And first of all, why don't we back up a second here and let's talk a little bit about Nvidia. Okay, so 1 p.m. today, Great Tantrum says 1 p.m. today or tomorrow. Yeah, the story was late yesterday and it was talking about tomorrow. A lot of people didn't see that until this morning, and so they're thinking, oh, 1 p.m. tomorrow. No, 1 p.m. today, guys. This is happening at 1 p.m. today. But before we get involved with that, let's go over to this Nvidia story really quick. The Nvidia CEO says that there are 4 million PC VR headsets sold. And this is kind of news to me, because didn't we just do a story yesterday, or was it the day before, where we were talking about Steam VR and we were talking about the number of headsets that are connected to Steam VR? And I thought we did the math, because I thought coming into the year 2018, 0.4% of all Steam VR users had some kind of VR headset connected to their Steam machine. Their Steam machine, yeah. And then after the year 2018 was in the books, we doubled up. We got it to 0.8. Okay, and there are typically about 90 million active Steam users every single month. And if you do the math, it's like 720,000 or whatever people with VR headsets on Steam, supposedly. Now, if you go to the CES 2019 press conference that was held last night by Nvidia, the CEO, Jensen Huang, once again wearing that dope-ass leather jacket that he loves to wear. God damn, he loves that leather jacket. He took the stage and he talked about the RTX 2060. We're going to check that trailer out in just a minute, which does feature a virtual link. He also talked about RTX enhanced laptops that are going to be coming. So if you want to do a backpack PC kind of a thing, that could be in the mix, even for virtual link as well. So that's coming as well. But one of the things he mentioned was 4 million HMD VR displays have been sold for PCs in the last several years, which is an interesting number here. It doesn't really jive. Doesn't really make a ton of sense here. However, we also have to factor in enterprise sales. So not just individual consumers, but actual enterprise sales. And this could also be including DK1, DK2. You know, I mean, we don't know exactly everything that he's talking about here. And I don't believe PlayStation VR is not included as far as I know. Great Tantrum says 4 million plus PC VR owners divided from all the headsets versus 4 million plus owners of PlayStation VR. So the vast majority... No, he's talking about PC VR headsets apparently in here. And I can go ahead and show you guys the picture or what was shown at CES. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my full screen 1080p images window. And oops, that's the wrong one. This is actually a different little breaking story that is going on. Although a lot of people will say this is much ado about nothing. But let's switch over to this real briefly just because it is on the screen here. And some people are talking about how there is a special branch of Steam VR that has been created for CES 2019 demos. Now, if you go to the HTC Vive subreddit, everybody is saying this is no big deal. This is commonplace. This is normal. It is not a big thing. However, other people are saying that the exact same thing happened right before HTC unveiled the Vive Pro. Okay, so CES 2019 demos use this branch for demos at CES. This is one of the options that is out there. And who knows, could this be a signal? But I actually was not talking about this image. My apologies there. We got our chocolate and our peanut butter mixed up a little bit. Okay, so here is the image I'm looking for here. Here's the image, and you can see Jensen Huang. He is on stage. He is sporting his famous leather jacket. He loves that leather jacket. He's got about 20 of them in his closet, and they're announcing Autodesk Arnold interactive rendering, whatever the hell that means. But you do see 4 million PC VR headsets over there, and that kind of looks like MameFan. Yeah, MameFan is live on stage in the Nvidia press conference. No, it doesn't look exactly like MameFan, but dude does lift a lot of weights. He wears a lot of tight t-shirts, and he does play the HTC Vive. So as far as I'm concerned, that is MameFan on stage right there. So yeah, 4 million PC VR headsets. Who are we to say that Jensen Huang is straight up lying out of his ass? We cannot say that. So I believe they do have legitimate numbers. Also, you got to remember, we're talking worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking worldwide, which includes the markets of China and all the other Asian markets where a lot of headsets have been sold that are being used in VR arcades, all of those kinds of things. So who knows? Maybe we really are at 4 million VR headsets. It is a possible. It is a possibility. So yeah, that is over here. This is the topic. Nvidia CEO says 4 million PC VR headsets have been sold. That is a bit debatable. I'd have to say it is a bit debatable. But you know what? We'll go ahead and see what we have to think about that. Okay, so the next topic I wanted to get into, we've got a lot of stuff to unravel here. So let's just take our time. We can go through all of these different types of things. MainFan says, I wear less clothing in VR. But MainFan, that's kind of you, right? It's almost you. Like we could superimpose a picture of you on there and it would almost look like that. Especially if you just lifted about 10 minutes prior, right? Yeah, that's how it works. Okay, so other news that we do have is the Nvidia RTX 2060. We're talking about a VR-ready GPU that does include Virtual Link for a mere $350. So if you want to step up to the plate, let's say you're looking for a brand new GPU, and you want to join the RTX crowd, you want to be RTX enabled, you want to move forward in the RTX world, but you don't got a lot of dough to throw at it. And there's MainFan again. MainFan's all over the damn place today. If you don't got a lot of dough to throw at it, then, you know, here's an opportunity to grab this puppy for $350. It joins the RTX 2070, the 2080, and the 2080 Ti. So we now have an entire range of RTX graphics cards. This card boasts 6 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM and also enables real-time ray tracing. And you know, let's see, Jensen Huang noted that the card was even faster than last generation's mid-range offering, the 1070 Ti. And so, you know, one of the things that is also going to come out of all of this in terms of we are definitely now in the RTX era of graphics cards now that we have an entire range of them. You got to imagine that all of the other, you know, all of our previous era graphics cards are going to finally start really dropping in price because it hasn't, they've dropped some, but they haven't dropped as aggressively as you'd like to imagine. But yeah, this is the RTX 2060. I do have a trailer for this. I do have NVIDIA's trailer. Let's go ahead and check it out real quick. Let's, you know, see what they're talking about here on this NVIDIA trailer, and we can come back right after that. So hold on one second here. I'm going to grab this NVIDIA trailer, the GeForce 2060 RTX. RTX. Let's go ahead and check it out. It's on, baby. It is on like Donkey Kong. Yes, they show some really beautiful footage of Battlefield 5. And some of this ray tracing footage, right, I'm going to tell you guys right about, not here, right there. Look at that. That is redonkulous. Like if it really looks like that, I'm going back to pancake gaming, guys. I'm going back to pancake. I'm going back to pancake. I don't think so. But you know what? Anthem does look good. I'm not a flat gamer at all. I do remember seeing like Anthem like years ago at a, I believe at E3, like at Xbox's E3 or something. I was trying to wait around for some VR news that never happened. And I did see a trailer for Anthem, and oh my god, that game does look absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Battlefield looks absolutely drop dead gorgeous. So they're mixing footage of that, and then of course they show you the 2060 GPU kind of coming in monolith style. And this is going to be available like January something, right? Like it's coming out very, very quickly. So some of you guys that may have been holding out on upgrading to a new card, but you're just not rolling in dough. Look at that. That is dope. I could watch that little scene all day. I really could. But let's go back to our let's go back to the Webby browser over here. So yeah, let's take a look and see. This is coming I believe January 15th, right? Let me scroll down here. Or something like that. I know it's coming in early January. Does it even say it in this article here? Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. On a final note, Wang said that there have been 4 million VR-ready headsets sold in the past several years. He didn't specify metrics. We don't know if he was including PCs with AMD hardware, for example. There's over 3,800 VR games on Steam. This is kind of crazy. I'm pretty sure I looked through this entire article and it doesn't have the date. And I thought I read somewhere that this was actually going to release on January 15th or January 16th or something right there for this $349 price. And you might remember that we had a story just the other day. We were talking about this special cable that will, it only works apparently with RTX cards. Like there's a special cable that you can get that's coming from this company called Accel, and it's going to combine your HDMI and your USB into a single cable that then extends it out from your PC. And so if you're an Oculus Rift gamer or a Windows mixed reality gamer, you can use this cable potentially to extend your headset farther away from your PC. Not necessarily a bad idea. I believe this cable is actually going to be available around January 15th. What a coinky dink. What a coinky dink, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you absolutely need an RTX card to use this cable, here is a new lower priced version of that card that is going to be out there. Okay, so what else did we find out in regards to Nvidia, and what about the HTC Vive connection? Because that has a lot of people buzzing and a lot of people wondering what is going on. And the talk has to deal with virtual link and foveated rendering. Now, this happened at the conference last night. Excuse me. This happened at the conference last night. This happened at the CES keynote last night. Jensen Huang was talking about a number of these things, talking about variable rate shading, all these different things. So NVIDIA ended this announcement by recommending that we tune in to HTC's special press event, which is going to take place today at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We got a little over an hour and a half to go before this happens. Of course, everything happens on Pacific time, right? I mean, Pacific time is the way the world turns. Pacific time is the way the world turns. No, actually, it's more like Eastern time, New York time. But I love how all these things are Pacific time. Makes it easy for me to figure out when to tune into this stuff. But what they said here in this particular article on Upload VR, much love to Upload VR, because I'm going to be going to this website for a lot of this information today, because a lot of this stuff is late breaking. But it says it certainly sounds like HTC could be revealing a PC VR headset with a virtual link cable and possibly foveated rendering, okay? Possibly foveated rendering. And why would we need foveated rendering unless we're going to have much, much higher resolution, way beyond the Vive Pro? Could we be looking at legitimately of Vive 2.0. Are we finally here, folks? Is this the day that we've been waiting for to finally move in to the next gen of VR headsets? A legit Vive 2.0. You might remember I was talking about that tweet the other day by Cliffy B. Cliffy B, dude huge, he had a tweet. There's no, is there a killer app in VR? And Ryan McCaffrey of IGN Xbox fame, he chimed in and he said, can you believe we're 3 years in? We are literally 3 years in this VR thing, and we have not had a sniff of an Oculus Rift 2 or an HTC Vive 2.0. Like, not a legit HTC Vive 2.0, not a legit Oculus Rift 2.0. Yeah, half dome, but they didn't say that was an Oculus Rift 2.0. So we haven't had a sniff of this. I think we're overdue, and maybe today is the day. We gotta hope it's the day, man. This has got to be the day. And I'm a little bit concerned because it goes back to that Nvidia tweet where they say we've got some new gear to show. It kind of didn't sound like it was a full-blown headset. When they talk about gear, it kind of sounds like an accessory or some kind of an adapter or something. A lot of people thought it was Vive gloves or some kind of new controller or whatever. But we gotta hope, man. We gotta hope this is a legit, real deal headset. And Jim Hall in chat, here's a guy. This is a guy, Jim Hall. He wants to jump in and he wants to get a PC VR headset. He is in the game now. He's got a computer that will operate a PC VR headset, and he wants to grab a PC VR headset. He was thinking about grabbing an Oculus Rift to kind of hold him over. He's thinking about grabbing maybe even an HTC Vive Pro, right? And I told Jim, I was like, you know what, man? You might as well wait a few more days. Let's see what happens here at CES. And so here it is. This is what might pop off. Now, we don't know exactly what's going to pop off. We got about an hour and a half to go. But let's go ahead and cover some of these other little news stories that are that are coming out, trickling out here and there. Okay, so we do have an Xbox VR story. Let's go ahead and check this out. I have not heard of this. I don't know anything about this, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. Xbox Vice President, VR games not even close to making tech worthwhile. Damn, that is pretty harsh. And I kind of feel like this is more of a situation where, they don't have a product. Like, they don't have a product. There is some hype that is building up here, and they don't have a product. So they're going to kind of play it down. Oh, yeah, this was the tweet that I was just talking about the other day. That Cliff Blazinski tweet. Is there a killer VR app or game yet? Ryan McCaffrey, replied to this. That's what I was just talking about like a minute ago. And Mike Ibarra, he replied as well. I even mentioned this the other day when I was talking about this. And I wasn't sure if Mike Ibarra was still at Xbox or not, because I'm not really paying attention to that too much. But what he had to say is no, Google Earth is cool, but not even close to what is needed to make the tech worthwhile. Sigh. Okay, yeah. So, kind of a non-news story here. I mean, that really isn't news. I guess it's news if he really is vice president at Xbox now, which I really wasn't paying attention to that. And he is throwing a little bit of shade on the whole VR thing. But we know Xbox, see, here's the deal with Xbox. They completely missed the opportunity to have a VR headset for the previous generation. So that they missed it, game over there. So they've got to wait for the next generation. We're talking PS5 and we're talking whatever the next Xbox console is going to be. But the other thing that we have to know, and this is true for Sony as well, they're going to release their big console first, and they're going to be asking everybody to spend $400, $500, whatever it is for this new console. They're going to be asking for a lot of money. They cannot also ask for a VR headset at the same time. It's just too much money to ask your core people. and you're just dropping too much of a bomb in their lap to say, here, buy this brand new console for $449.99, and then go ahead and grab this matching VR headset to go along with it, also $449.99. That is a lot of money to ask your fan base to drop. So what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is we're probably not going to see VR for this new Xbox or even VR for PlayStation 5 until November 2021. 2021. Yeah, it's a long ass ways away, because I don't think we're getting the next Xbox or PS5 this November. I think it's coming next November, and then we're going to have to wait another year. So we might as well forget about all this console VR nonsense. Just enjoy your PlayStation VRs. Enjoy Borderlands 2 VR on your PlayStation VR. Enjoy Wipeout. Enjoy Astro Boy, as somebody called it. But don't worry about this next-gen stuff, because it is going to be a while, folks. That is a little bit of a Debbie Downer, but I just wanted to clear the air as far as that. Okay, what else do we need to get into? Well, we should probably comment on these laptops. Now, I haven't actually looked at this yet, so I'm going to go ahead and look at this live right with you guys here. So, looks like they do have a little trailer for the laptops. I can go ahead, like one of the things MameFan has asked here is MameFan says, well, why download these videos? You could just play them live. I guess I could just click on this and play it live, right? So why don't we go ahead and try that? Oh my God, it's a novel concept. Let's click on this. Let's play it live. I'll throw the sound in. Hopefully you guys hear the sound. I hear the sound, but I don't know if you guys hear the sound. Do you guys hear the sound? I don't think you hear the sound because I don't have... Yeah, that's why I got to download the damn trailer. Okay, so let me go ahead and just download this trailer. I could get the sound. I'd have to add it in and do a little thing and add it into OBS to grab the sound of my desktop. But here's what I'll do. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this trailer and download it. Okay, so we'll worry about that in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bet. Yeah, you guys don't hear anything because I don't have it set up for that. Okay, so we'll get back to that story in just a second because we can go ahead and check out that trailer. Okay, here's another topic. Pimax is apologizing for the delays, and it intends to ship to all backers by month's end. And you know, we've talked about this a little bit. There are a lot more people that are actually getting their Pimaxes like right about now. A lot of people are getting them. In fact, Steve Bishop, I believe, is going to be getting his hands on a Pimax very, very soon. And I'm really excited to hear Steve's thoughts on it. You know, I don't know if Steve might do like maybe a little special Q&A kind of show like he did with the Odyssey Plus. That would be kind of cool. Or if he's going to wait until maybe next week's VR Roundtable episode. But I'm certainly interested to hear his thoughts. I've been reading some more thoughts on the Pimax 5K. I know this is more about the 8K part of it, but I've been reading more thoughts about the Pimax 5K. And this one guy was talking about how every little experience is seemingly improved, but that the colors are a bit worse. Like you're taking a little bit of a hit on the colors. And that is concerning to me. The colors and the contrast. I forget what the guy was talking about, but you know, I mean, obviously there's the distortions. Everybody already knows about those distortions, and a lot of people can kind of ignore that. But the colors and the contrast, that does sound a little bit unfortunate there. But you know, we'll see. I'm very interested to see what Steve's thoughts are going to be when he puts it through its paces and tries a lot of various experiences on there. Okay, you know what? I actually have a couple of other trailers to go to. There is other stuff that is actually going on in the world today. In the VR gaming world, there's some other stuff going on. In fact, I believe that we have a brand new trailer for Ace Combat 7. So why don't we go ahead and check out this brand new trailer for Ace Combat 7 real quick. This is an exciting game that is coming up. I believe January 18th is the release date for Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown. Let's go ahead and check this trailer out real quick.
Take him down now, Mage Squadron. Mage 2 bombs away.
Okay, yeah, that is coming on January 18th, and you can see they did have a little PlayStation VR logo on the end of it there. This does look freaking drop dead gorgeous. I mean, it really does look beautiful. Like, just looking at this trailer, it is some very nice eye candy. Of course, in chat, you can see Kev Gret throwing a wee bit of shade on this whole thing, saying the trailer is longer than the actual audio video. Oh, I'm getting a message on my YouTube. We've detected copyright audio and video in your stream. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. Uh-oh. Don't know what happened there. I don't know if I've violated YouTube. I don't know what I did. I don't know what could be copyrighted or whatever, but is it because I have Jensen Huang in his awesome ass leather jacket in my thumbnail? I don't know. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully my stream does not get killed, but there is some kind of a little warning on my stream here. But yeah, I'm just showing a little Ace Combat 7 trailer. It does look pretty drop dead gorgeous, but not a lot of the game is actually in VR. That is the big disappointing thing about this game, but I'll tell you what, I definitely want to grab this baby at my local Redbox on January 18th, assuming they get it right away. Sometimes you got to wait a couple days for Redbox. And I would like to check this out. I'm not going to be doing behind the plane in VR like this is showing, but look at that cockpit. That does look pretty sweet. Visually, it does look pretty impressive, and people are saying it's probably the Ace Combat trailer. Maybe because it's so brand new or something? Okay. So yeah, I should probably get off of that then. So let's go ahead and switch off of this trailer before the cops arrive. So I will just throw on a miscellaneous trailer mix over here. Yeah, they're bringing the small guy down, the little guy. Why mess with the little guy? Okay, so let's go ahead, and I believe I finally have the trailer now for the laptop thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at these new RTX laptops. A really powerful laptop would be kind of cool. If you wanted to take your VR headset on the go with you, it would be nice to have a baller kind of a laptop, a hardcore gaming laptop. I've never had a super powerful laptop like that. I've had decent laptops that could play like games from a couple generations prior, but never had a laptop that could play modern day games. But let's go ahead and check this trailer out and see what this is all about. Alrighty, well that is the laptop trailer. Not a ton of information here really, it's just kind of a lot of pomp and circumstance here. I'm surprised they didn't mention blockchain or neural networks or deep learning. World fastest gaming laptops, impossibly sleek, and you know, it shows like the Nvidia card like going inside there, real-time ray tracing, AI enhanced graphics, neural networks, blockchain up the yin yang. It's on, folks. It is on. It is on like a Donkey Kong. That is this new Nvidia laptop advertisement there. Okay, so we can go ahead and let's go back to our Webby browser here. And so now we did see the little laptop trailer. So let's go ahead and read a little bit about this here, if there's any new information about this. So apparently there are 40 plus different models of laptops from all the typical brands that are going to be coming with launch dates as early as January 19th. Each will sport either an RTX 2060, an RTX 2070, or an RTX 2080, the mobile versions of those particular laptops. Nvidia told us that the mobile RTX chips support Virtual Link, but it is up to each manufacturer whether to actually add a port supporting it. So the chips themselves that are inside there, they do support it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the laptop is going to have a port on the outside that is actually going to work for that. So you might want to be a little bit weary there. I mean, be understanding of that fact. But yeah, they are going to have these improved mobile chips in there. The improved performance and efficiency should also enable more portable designs than the currently typically bulky offerings. Nvidia claims the laptops will be the fastest, thinnest, lightest ever. Specifically, some will be thinner than 20 millimeters. And definitely get your credit cards primed and ready because these are going to be pricey, I would have to imagine. I've never really been into the whole gaming laptop thing because they're usually pretty freaking huge. And when I think of a laptop, I just don't want a gigantic laptop. Now, if I was like a multimillionaire and I just had money coming out of every orifice, kind of like Mark Andreessen, the venture capitalist that was talking about how VR is going to be 1,000 times bigger than AR, if I had that guy's kind of bank, I absolutely would have a couple of these puppies. So anytime I would go to a hotel or go anywhere, take a trip, might as well bring a banging ass laptop along for the ride, but not normally in my purview as far as that goes. Okay, just wanted to see, was there anything other major stuff that's going on here? Okay, one of the stories that Upload VR does have is CES 2019, the HTC Vive CES press conference, how to follow and what to expect. Let's go ahead and click on this. I'm not exactly sure where we should be going to watch this. It's funny though. Let's talk for a second about the unveiling of the Vive Pro that happened last year. Didn't it seem a little bit ghetto? Like the whole entire thing seemed a little bit ghetto to me, like in terms of like the video quality, the audio quality, just the entire presentation. It was a little bit Bush League. That is the perfect descriptor right there. Bush League. It was a little bit Bush League last time when they unveiled the HTC Vive Pro, the Harley Quinn edition. It was a little bit janktacular. Hopefully they will be in maybe a better room, maybe have better audio, maybe have better video. I don't know, but that would be nice to see. Okay, so HTC's latest showcase will kick off at 1 p.m. in Pacific time in Vegas today, which again, we're a little bit over an hour away from that. This live stream is not going to run all the way till then. I will be ending this live stream probably in about 15 minutes or so. But, if there is major exciting news, like if we get a brand new PC VR headset, then I'm probably going to do a little bit of a follow-up live stream right around maybe 2 p.m. or so. I'll have to see there, but yeah, I might want to come on and kind of talk about the new headset for a minute here, if that actually happens. Now, it could be like a mobile headset. It could be kind of like a rebranding of some other headset, and it might be kind of not a big deal. And if that's the case, I'm probably not going to do that. So some of the rumors that are out there is Vive GL something. Like some people really feel like if you look at those blurred letters, a lot of people believe it is GL. Like right there, it is GL. And some people are saying this is Vive gloves, that it's some kind of special glove. And then this guy, okay, who is the writer here? Jamie Feltham. Jamie Feltham says his personal favorite suggestion is it's the Vive GLaDOS for a new VR Portal game. Yeah, well, I do believe there will be VR Portal. Absolutely. I mean, I do believe there's going to be a Portal VR. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be called the Vive GLaDOS. That's not going to happen there. Vive Cosmos is also a very common theory. Of course, the name of our show right now is Vive Cosmos Imminent. That's what we're hoping. We're hoping Vive Cosmos is imminent. We want a major primetime headset here. It could be some kind of third-party hardware, you know, like maybe rebranded with the Vive, That would be the worst case scenario. Or some new kind of software. What if it has nothing to do with hardware at all and it's some kind of new Viveport related thing? That would be majorly disappointing. They did say gear. Like, here's that original tweet right here. The truck is loaded and we're excited to be on our way. The cases are packed with some new gear. Some new gear. Now, it kind of... They're kind of downplaying it a little bit with some new gear. Like, if this was a major primetime headset, wouldn't you think they would kind of announce this in a different way? But then maybe they don't want to, you know, blow their wad a little bit too early. So we're just going to have to wait and find out. We're just going to have to wait and see. So let's go ahead and go back over here to the very front of Upload VR. Let me go ahead and refresh this and let's just double check. Have we covered all of the major news that has come out just recently here? And, you know, there is this story here, and I'm still kind of waiting and wondering about this, and we still don't have an official breakdown on this Oculus price situation, because it seems like the price has been cut. Like, there is an official cut, but I don't think we've heard any official word from Oculus. And I got to imagine that Upload VR has reached out to Oculus, but I guess Oculus just hasn't commented on this yet. We've reached out to Facebook to confirm this isn't a listing error or an unmarked sale. We've also asked whether price cuts are planned for other countries. So yeah, I guess, you know, we're still kind of waiting to see what the deal is with this price. It's a little bit weird, but maybe it's because it is these multiple different territories. We're talking about the UK, we're talking about Canada, we're talking about Europe. So maybe it is a little bit confusing from that standpoint. Not sure exactly what is the deal over there. Let's bounce over to Road to VR. Let's go to the main page of Road to VR and let's see some of the news they got going on over here. So Insta360 opens reservations for a professional 11K VR camera Titan. Okay, that is not going to be for regular everyday consumers. This was that accessory that I was telling you guys about, that USB-C VR extension. I wonder if a cell knew in advance that the 2060 was coming, because this is going to be available for sale on January 14th for $50. And I believe the 2060, the RTX 2060, is going to be available on the 15th. For $350. And according to this, I believe you need an Nvidia RTX GPU to be able to use this particular cable. So I don't know if there's any kind of relation there. But yeah, not much else is going on over here at Road to VR. So let's go ahead and switch back over here to our standard scene. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and check chat. I have not really looked at chat since we've started here, so I should probably just check and see what chat is talking about. Scion says, dude, just keep going, bro. Keep going. You don't have that much longer. You could talk for another hour and 12 minutes. Come on, man. Just keep doing it. Let's see. Push the Button says, never going to buy a laptop anymore. Buy desktop if you want power. You don't need a big chassis. Mysterious Mr. X, any Vive users done the Gear VR lens mod? Well, a number of people did it a long time ago, and some of those people have regretted it. So, you know, it seems to be kind of like do it at your own risk, basically, over there. Charles Van Nolan says gloves with a Z on the end of it. Jablo. Jablo, it's been a while since I've seen Jablo in chat. Please, no more mobile headsets. We do have enough of them. Vive Glass. Vive Glass. You know, what the hell could it be? Airman929565 says, are they going to hype all this up for gloves? Gloves would actually be really cool. Like gloves is like, I don't expect gloves, VR gloves, like mainstream mass market VR gloves. I don't really expect that anytime in the very near future, but who knows? Airman is saying they need something big. Mysterious Mr. X says, what if it's not hardware, but cake? Kind of going with the Portal theme there. Great Tantrum, why didn't Nvidia say foveated rendering with HTC? Sounds like a new headset. Or why did Nvidia say foveated rendering? Yeah, it definitely does. Like, it sounds like a new headset. It really does. I mean, based on what Nvidia, like Nvidia telling us to tune in, and they're talking about foveated rendering and all that, it pretty much does sound like it is a new headset. So I do believe we are going to get a new headset here at 1 p.m. I guess the question is, what are we going to get with it? Is it going to be the secret Valve HMD? That is a big question. That is a juicy question. Is that going to be the case? Okay, let me see. Did I have some other trailers I wanted to get into? Well, you know what? Let me just do this one trailer, and then we'll bounce back and we'll talk more speculation about the Vive Cosmos, which is incoming. But there is this trailer for 3D Rudder for PlayStation VR. And I'm not a really big fan of like sitting down to move around in VR. I think it's kind of an immersion breaker. But a lot of people like this idea for this 3D Rudder. Let's go ahead and check out the official trailer for this. This is coming to PlayStation VR. I believe it is being shown at the CES that is popping off right about now. Let's go ahead and check this trailer out real quick. Okay, so that is 3D Rudder. As you can see here, they put some nice blue plastic on there, you know, kind of gave it the PlayStation VR treatment. And somebody in chat the other day was kind of joking, like we were talking about, like, why isn't VR, like, dude, you're in the game, like everybody should be into VR and all of that. And some people were talking about how, like, big, overweight people, they don't want to get up. They don't want to stand up. They don't want to be sweaty. And, you know, we were kind of joking about it. But, you know, here you go. If you don't want to get up off the sofa, there you go. You can stay on the sofa. You can stay planted to the sofa. And you can still move around in the game. Now, one thing that does kind of suck about this, though, do you guys remember when we used to get these peripherals? Like, there's a number of steering wheels where you buy the steering wheel and it comes with a number of connectors that come out of it, and you can use it with your PC VR and you can use it with your PlayStation VR as well. So it kind of sucks that we have to buy this 3D Rudder specifically for PlayStation VR, because they have a PC version of this, right? Like, there's a PC version of this coming. It'd be kind of nice if, like, you can use it for both and either, if you really wanted to go down this route. Now, for me, this is like an immersion breaker of the utmost variety. Like, I don't want to sit down. For me to feel like I'm in VR, it's boots on the ground. Looks like we're getting a little bit of some more Sariento PC VR, PlayStation VR footage of Sariento VR there. And it does look like a bit of a downgrade if we're really looking closely at some of that footage. But yeah, this is the 3D Rudder. You know, it's a good idea. I've got nothing against this thing. Let everybody have all the different accessories that they might possibly be interested in. You know, more accessories, more options. I don't have a problem with that. More options, the better. So, you know, don't really have a problem with that. So that is kind of cool there. That is the 3D Rudder. Okay, so I just wanted to get that trailer in there before we move on. But let's see here. Where do I want to go? Let me go back to our standard scene. Let's see here. What trailer did I want to grab right about now? Let's see here. Let me find something. Hold on a second, folks. Let me look for... I was going to grab the Valve. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and grab this Valve Mystery HMD montage, you know, because we are kind of talking here about the Vive Cosmos. This is what we're hoping. Like, this is our dream. Like, isn't it our dream that the Vive Cosmos is going to look surprisingly similar to this thing right here? You know, are we going to see the two cameras? Are we going to see these big bulbous headphone kind of things that are going to add some kind of sensory extra juice to it? Are we going to find out what snaps into that little front slot there? Is it going to look totally different and we're not even going to know that this is the exact same headset? Is this the headset, guys? Is this what we're going to find out about in about an hour and 5 minutes? Look, it's got Steam VR trackers all over the damn thing. It's got the same kind of cushion, the same kind of padding, the exact same padding there as the Valve, as the knuckles. Look at the knuckles. Let's take a close-up on that padding. I think I have a close-up picture, right? Comparing the different... Yeah, here we go. There it is. Like, that is the padding on the Valve knuckles. And there it is. That's the comparison picture. Doesn't it look the same? The lighting is a little bit different, but you know what? That looks basically identical. This is the Valve HMD. This was the thing that was leaked a little while back here. You can see Valve is right on the circuit board there. It looks like it has AR, maybe some kind of AR pass-through cameras, or is it inside-out tracking? All of these questions, you know, these are the questions that we have. And some of these questions might be answered within an hour. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are like, please, for the love of God, let this be an LG headset that we find out about tomorrow at maybe LG. I don't know when LG is doing their CES 2019 conference. Maybe somebody in chat can maybe look into that, because I still think we're going to hear something from LG. I don't think LG has completely given up on VR, even though it is all quiet on the Western front. LG wants to keep pace with Samsung, and Samsung is very involved in VR, so I don't think LG is going to let Samsung just have all kinds of VR things, and LG is not going to have anything VR. That is a bad idea. So hopefully LG will enter this game as well. I know a lot of you guys are praying, you're absolutely praying that this is not HTC because of the horrible customer service. You don't, and also the pricing. Like, they've overpriced everything. If you have to buy a backup controller, a backup Lighthouse or whatever, you don't want to have to go through HTC. It's kind of a nightmare. But at the same time, man, HTC is about to unveil something, and we kind of want something, right? We want this. Okay, Crunchy says Valve doesn't need HTC or LG. They can make their own hardware. I talked about this yesterday on the VR Roundtable episode that we did. We were kind of like, Gary asked the question, is a Valve HMD, is this rumored Valve HMD, is it coming this year in 2019? And I said yes, it was, but I also said I don't think it's coming from Valve. Like, look, I know Valve has their own like manufacturing facilities. I know they have some things that they've done here recently, and they have the capability to do this. They came out with their Valve controller. You know, they had their Steam controller. So they've released actual physical products. They've shipped actual physical products. They've manufactured things. So they have the capability to do this. But I just feel like they're going to partner up with somebody. It would be like, hey, if you guys are correct and Valve is really going to release their own headset and everything, okay, so when are they going to show up? You know, when are they going to have a press conference announcing all of this? Like, when is this going to happen? Is Valve there? Is Valve at CES? Are we going to see Gaben walk on stage at maybe the LG conference or maybe this HTC conference? I kind of doubt it. But when is all of that going to happen? Okay, Rendered Reality says LG was today at 8 to 8:45 a.m. Oh my God. So LG has already done their conference and there's no news of LG? That kind of sucks. If that's the case, another no-show from LG, although it doesn't necessarily mean we're never going to get anything, because we still have other announcements that could happen tomorrow as well, other announcements that could even happen as late as Wednesday, so we still got to wait and see with all of that. But that is unfortunate if LG is still not in the building. Of course, an LG, like there could be a special news conference from LG closer to GDC. Again, another thing that I postulated, and this was on VR Roundtable's episode, is I find it hard to believe that the Knuckles controllers are going to be available without a Valve game. I just find that hard to believe. I already talked about this, so I don't really need to say much about it again. But basically, my point is Valve was making the Knuckles hand in hand with their VR games. They mentioned Nintendo a number of times. They were talking about how Nintendo created the Nintendo 64 and the Nintendo 64 controller as they were making Mario 64, which happens to be a killer app, which goes back to my topic that if you have to ask, is there a killer app? You don't have a killer app. And back in the Nintendo 64 era, we didn't have to ask if Nintendo 64 had a killer app. Everyone knew it was Mario 64. That is the example of a killer app. Doom, back in 1993, that is the example of a killer app. But one of the things Gaben talked about is Nintendo was working on that Nintendo 64 and that controller simultaneously while making the game. So you would think, wouldn't Gaben want Knuckles to be available the day the game is available and not any time prior? But Gary and Steve were like, nah, man, Knuckles is going to come out at any time. They don't have to wait for that Valve game. Knuckles is going to come out. MRTV already got Knuckles. So Knuckles is about to come out, right? I don't know. Well, it looks like we've got to wait about another 59 minutes to find out what is going to happen here. Okay, wait, hold up. Okay, Rendered Reality says, never mind, LG is having a live event this evening at 6:30, from 6:30 to 7:30. Okay, from 6:30 to 7:30. Apparently there's some Quest footage at CES that is making the rounds. Let me go, let's see here, where are we? Okay, let me go check. I'm going to go to the Oculus, let's go to YouTube real quick. I'm going to check Oculus's YouTube and see if there's anything on Oculus that is going on here at the Oculus YouTube account. If they've got any new trailers that have popped on the scene. And Oculus Go new user setup. Nah, that's 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything officially from Oculus. Let me just go Oculus Quest and we'll filter it. Oh yeah, hands-on with the Oculus Quest. No, that's 3 months ago. Let's filter it to today. Oculus Quest today. Yeah, no, I'm not really seeing much of anything. So yeah, there might be some different footage that is leaking out around there. But Oculus Reddit. Okay, so let's go to the Oculus subreddit, guys. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's go. Let's take a quick little bounce over to the Oculus subreddit. This is the PlayStation VR subreddit, but I can switch over to Oculus real quick here in just a second. Oculus, not Go though. Oculus like this. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the Oculus subreddit. Let's give it a quick little refresh here. And let's see. CES 2019 GeForce RTX laptops. Yeah. Unbox the future poster. Oh, yeah. There is this poster here, guys. Let me show you real quick. I'm going to go to my full screen images. And I did grab this image here. Here's the poster right here. And that is Unbox the Future CES 2019. And it has some type of headset. But we don't know that that is any kind of a headset that is coming out anytime in the near future. But yeah, that is the Unbox the Future picture that some people are talking about here on this subreddit. Okay, 4 million VR headsets have been sold, PC VR supposedly. according to Nvidia. Here are some awesome shots of the Oculus Quest in action at CES. So it's kind of cool that Oculus is there with the Quest. Yeah, so they got guys like, look like they might be scared of something there, running all around. So look at the freedom of no wires. Of course, they do have an Oculus bouncer that is shadowing this guy pretty well. You know, definitely shadowing this guy, making sure he doesn't crash into that TV or maybe go flying out that window out there and fall out of a 50-story hotel balcony there. That's the other thing you got to worry. Look at this bouncer guy is shadowing him all over the damn place. That is pretty hilarious. Maybe they should have had like another, there's main fan. Maybe they should have had a couple of extra bouncer guys following this guy. So I guess he's playing super hot. But yeah, man, that's the freedom of no wires. Look, Ma, no goddamn wires. Hashtag no wires. This is the VR headset we've all been waiting for. It is not a CS for me until I do VR. Okay, so that's Raymond Wong. I love super hot on the Oculus Quest so much. It's so much fun. Yeah, that looks really swole. Is the chaperone guy included? Yeah, is the chaperone guy included? I don't think so. That is main fan. He's moonlighting as an Oculus chaperone dude. But this guy's really getting a workout here, following him everywhere. Like, I'm surprised he didn't get punched in the face with one of those Oculus Quest controllers. So that's cool. Oculus Quest in the building at CES. Nice to see that. Man, why didn't I go to CES, guys? Why didn't I go to CES? That could have been awesome. It could have been awesome. And there's also Prawn. You know there's Prawn there as well. CES and Prawn go together hand in hand. Yeah, so the RTX 2060 is here, available January 15th. I knew I had that January 15th date somewhere. Oculus Quest at CES. I think this is the same video there. But yeah, it looks like Oculus is there and they're showing people some more demos. Maybe we'll find out a few more games. You know, maybe we'll find out some more games that are going to be headed to the Oculus Quest as well. You know, maybe some people will try out some demos. This is the same thing, so I guess it's just the same thing, a different post. But yeah, Oculus is there showing off the Quest. Yeah, see, Oculus doesn't want that hype taken away from them. And if the Vive Cosmos, like, dude, if Vive Cosmos is there, ladies and gentlemen, the hype is going to be tremendous. Like, I mean, if Vive Cosmos actually features the Knuckles controllers, people are going to go insane. Like, people are really going to go insane if, like, the Cosmos is really what we're talking about here. So I'm bouncing over here to the Vive subreddit. You can see that the press event at 1 p.m., they're saying it's tomorrow, but this was actually last night. 308 upvotes, 141 comments. Right under this is $200 for one Vive Pro controller. What a joke. That is a perfect example of why we kind of don't want HTC to have this new Steam VR headset. Let's take a look at some of the comments from this HTC Vive CES press conference. So the #1 comment by CEO Philly says, we'll see. I'm not too excited about HTC after the whole Vive Pro thing. I own one, yeah, but was it worth it? So yeah, that is coming up here. We are actually about 52 minutes away. And you know what, guys? I have made an executive decision. I am going to stay on the air. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I got to go get something to eat. I got to go do some stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce off of here. Let me go ahead and put my little outro logo on the screen real quick here. And I am going to bounce out of here, folks. But what I will say, like straight up, if this really is a Steam VR headset with Vive branding, with Knuckles, the Lighthouse, if this really is a Vive 2.0, I will absolutely come back on here and do a reaction live stream. Not right away at 1 p.m., maybe 1:30, maybe 2 p.m. I don't know. I'll probably tweet it out. Yeah, push the button is like, yeah, and then no, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not in for a marathon stream here. But like I'm saying, if this is really something exciting, hell yes, I will come back on and I will do some kind of reaction live stream. So probably around 1, maybe 1:30, maybe 2 p.m. I mean, we got to wait for whatever the live stream is to kind of like finish off and find out all the information about it. And it's going to be exciting. It really will. Whatever happens, it's going to be kind of exciting. So that will be cool to check out. I'm looking forward to it, man. We got like 51 minutes away. Of course, these things are always delayed. I'm going to be super curious just to see the press conference itself. Is it as Bush League as it was the last time? And for those of you in the UK that are like, what the hell does Bush League mean? Well, it's a term, it's a Major League Baseball term that has to do with the minor leagues. And somebody will say, oh man, that is so Bush League. And it's kind of like a minor league thing. Just do a Google search on what the hell Bush League means. But definitely the last press conference that we got from Vive was kind of janktacular. So hopefully it'll be improved. Hopefully better audio, better video, all that kind of thing. Hopefully lots of pictures of everything, lots of info. And hopefully we'll find out about that in about 51 minutes or 50 minutes, 49 minutes or so. So absolutely looking forward to that. I got to get something to eat. I got to do a few things, but hopefully I will be back. Because if I'm back, that means there's something major going on. So we'll have to see what happens. But anyway, guys, if I'm not back, I will be back tomorrow at, of course, 11 a.m. Pacific time. And I'll talk about the dud, whatever the dud was, why we're not tremendously excited. I'll be talking about that. So either way, there's going to be a little bit of excitement. And we do have LG. So maybe LG later tonight will save us from the horror that is HTC. We also have that as well. And there could be some other company that comes out of the blue. There could be some other VR headsets, VR accessories. We're going to have a lot of news. There is going to be news that's going to come out of this. A lot of weird, wacky kind of products. It'll be fun to take a look at all those trailers as well. All right, I will see everybody tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. See you guys then. Take it easy. Later. Hopefully not too much later, but later.